Good morning, everybody. Where shall I sit? I might just sit right here on the pavement. Welcome to another edition of A Daily Thought from Pastors of Bethel, Pontyclun. You're very welcome. Do say hello if you are watching. Today we're going to be continuing from Luke 19, and it's a little bit of a longer reading today, but don't let that put you off because it's a good story. One of the parables that Jesus teaches. It's just after the story of Zacchaeus. If you watched yesterday, you'll have seen Meg share a little bit about that story. And today is the story, it's a parable of the 10 miners. You might have heard, not miners as in those that dig underground, M-I-N-A-S. It's relating to money. You might have heard of the parable of the talents or something else. But ultimately, it's talking about 10 miners, which is finance, is what the relation is in terms of this story. A miner is the equivalent of about 3 months' wages back in the day. So you get an idea of what this story is about. But yeah, if you're watching live, as I say hello. Hi, Neil. And if not, if you're watching this later on, feel free to comment. But I'm going to start reading from Luke 19, verses 11 through to 27. While they were listening to this, he went on to tell them a parable. That's Jesus, of course. Because he was near Jerusalem, and the people thought that the kingdom of God was going to appear at once. He said, "A man of noble birth went to a distant country to have himself appointed king, and then to return. So he called 10 of his servants and gave them 10 minas. 'Put this money to work,' he said, 'until I come back.' But his subjects hated him and sent a delegation after him to say, 'We don't want this man to be our king.' He was made king, however, and returned home. Then he sent for the servants to whom he had given the money, in order to find out what they had gained with it. The first one came and said, 'Sir, your mina has earned 10 more. Well done, my good servant,' his master replied, 'because you have been trustworthy in a very small matter. Take charge of 10 cities.' The second came and said, 'Sir, your mina has earned 5 more. His master answered, 'You take charge of 5 cities.' Then another servant came and said, 'Sir, here is your mina. I have kept it laid away in a piece of cloth. I was afraid of you because you are a hard man. You take out what you did not put in and reap what you did not sow.' His master replied, 'I will judge you by your own words, you wicked servant. You knew, did you, that I am a hard man, taking out what I did not put in and reaping what I did not sow? Why then didn't you put my money on deposit so that when I came back, I could have collected it with interest?' Then he said to those standing by, 'Take his mina away from him and give it to the one who has 10 minas.' 'Sir,' they said, 'he already has 10. He replied, 'I tell you that to everyone who has, more will be given. But as for the one who has nothing, even what they have will be taken away. But those enemies of mine who did not want me to be king over them, bring them here and kill them in front of me.'" So quite a challenging little story there. I'm actually reading it from the NIV, but this Bible, as you can see, I'm not sure if that'll be reversed for you, but it's the Ultimate Bible for Girls. Not too sure why it's only for girls, but there we go. I think there's some nice little comments in there anyway. But yeah, just to really briefly share on that passage that I've just read, the fact that there is... this is told in a parable. Jesus is relating himself to this king, this king that most people don't want to be king. Jesus knew that he was about to go to Jerusalem, and he knew that people were going to oppose the fact that he was king. But ultimately, what Jesus wants us to learn from this story is that the people that he calls his servants, the ones that, like me and you and others maybe, that choose to follow him, we are left to basically serve God in whatever way we can. What he gives us, whether it's gifts, whether it's talent, whether it's finance, whatever it may be, he is calling us to use that for his glory, for his purposes, to benefit his kingdom. And he challenges us here with saying that it won't do to just keep what you've got and not use it, or not invest it, however that may seem. He wants us to use what he's given us to serve him. He says that there are people that oppose him, and there are people that don't agree with him being king. And we know that that's true of today as it was back then. And although Jesus is using this parable, which is a made-up story, he's linking it to the fact that he's calling himself this king and saying that people will oppose him, and how important it is for each of us to make sure that what he gives us, we use for him and we try to help grow this faith that we live ourselves, but also that we share that with others as well. So that's a bit of a challenging one today. As I said, lots of reading, lots of thoughts, but yeah, let us know what you think if you want to. Have a great day.